Well, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Success Squad, Squatties, Meganess, Megan East. Hello, and hello again. Special K Thoughts is in the house. It's Friday night. It is Fish Fry Night here in South Carolina. Church Nelly, I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know what I'm talking about. Hey, squaddies. Hello, Success Squad. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are feeling good. Welcome to Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World podcast. It is Friday night. And what do we do on Friday nights? What do we do? We have our special edition of Success Talk. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do, fam. Sexist Squad fam. Because that's what we are. We are a family, aren't we? All right. For those of you who are listening and you are not in the chat, welcome to you too. Thank you for joining us tonight for the edition of Sexist Talk here at Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast. If this is the first time that you're joining us, again, welcome. But I want to warn you here at Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, we are stands, fans, and supporters of Meghan and Harry. And of course, cute Master Archie and cute, sweet Lilibet. And of course, the real queen, Queen Doria. Here at Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, there are no fence riders. We don't present both sides. Do you feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Here at Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, there are no fence riders here. We do not present both sides. We do not whitewash. I'm talking a little fast. We do not whitewash things here when it comes to Harry and Meghan. So if this is the first time that you are joining us, I want you to be clear. I want clarity. I want you to have understanding in regards to what Success Talk is all about. All right. Again, welcome to everybody. I see you guys in the chat. If you are not a subscriber, I'm going to need you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, please. I want to thank all of the channel members. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will be doing another Random Thoughts with Special K Thoughts tomorrow. So you guys be on the lookout for that. I want to thank all of the subscribers. And I just want to thank everybody who supports, who genuinely supports Harry and Meghan, the Dooch and the Dooch. I'm talking fast again. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But I prefer Harry and Meghan. I prefer Prince Harry and Meghan the feminist. That's what I prefer. Wouldn't you guys agree? Let's keep it real. And I'm only talking about America now because I'm an American, okay? I guarantee you, if you were to walk down the street or go downtown where everybody's at, where everybody's shopping, the eateries, everybody's hanging out. If you were to walk up to the average American and say, "Hey, do you know who the Duke and Duchess of Sussex is?" I guarantee you, most Americans would be like, "Who? Huh?" But if you say, "Hey, do you know who Prince Harry and Meghan are?" People would know exactly who you're talking about. Or if you were to say, "Hey, do you know who Meghan Markle is?" I guarantee you, most Americans would say, "Yes, I know who you're talking about." So, Prince Charles, stop being a punk ass bitch and go ahead and take the titles, man. Go ahead and take the titles. Prince Charles, well, I'm sorry. My bad. King Charles, King Corrupt. He doesn't want to take those titles, y'all. He doesn't want to take those titles because he knows that Harry and Meghan make those titles relevant. All right. We might talk about that later on. I'm not sure. That was just a random thought that I had in my head. All right. I was getting ahead of myself. Again, welcome everybody to tonight's live podcast of Success Talk. I am your host, Special K Thoughts, and we are going to have our Success Family Chat. But before we get started, I want everybody to do a thumbs up, a hand clap, give me some roses, give me some flowers, let me know what you're drinking. Let me know where you're from because you guys know Success Squad. We are a global, international squad. We are wide on all sides of the globe, aren't we? Aren't we? We are wide on all sides of the globe. We speak multi languages. Multi languages. Multi languages. All right. Hey, Mama Jane. Thank you so much for the donation. We here at Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast, we appreciate it, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. That's right. Unbothered, right? All right. Let's see. What are you guys talking about? Okay, somebody's from North Carolina. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I see Florida's in the house. Cool. How was the weather in Florida? Is hurricane season almost over? Like, can we kind of breathe a sigh of relief? Like, is hurricane season over? I'm tired of hurricane season. All right. I see somebody's from Germany. All right. And you are having your adult beverage. Awesome. Okay, I see somebody. Okay, Miss September 15th is drinking tea, and they are from Maryland. Awesome. Okay, I got somebody from Southern California. Awesome. Cali has got to be in the house, right? Alma, Southern Cali has got to be in the house, right? Okay, I see ATL is in the house. Awesome. It's been a minute since I've been there. Okay, see somebody's from Texas. Marshall, you're from Texas. Of course. Church and Ellie, South Carolina. That's my homie. And for those of you who might get confused, because I represent South Carolina as well as I represent Cali, right? I was born in South Carolina. I was raised in Cali, but I've moved back to South Carolina. But I go back to Cali every single freaking year. So it's like my heart is still in Cali. But I'm out here in South Carolina. All right. All right. Yes, hello everybody. Hello all success squad. Okay, anybody from the UK in the house? Maybe they'll come on later. I know it's really late in the UK. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Don't want to make this too late of a night. But you know what? I always say that, don't I? I always say that. I always say that I'm not going to keep you guys too long, and I end up doing like 2 and 3 hour podcasts. All right, I see somebody from Trinidad. All right, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How are you doing, H Night? Channel member. All right, let's go ahead and pull up a slide. Okay, so how many of you guys listened to Archetypes this past Tuesday? I mean, I'm pretty sure basically everybody did, right? Of course, Megan, she did another excellent episode. I thought this episode was really good. Um, of course, I listened to it on the way to work. And I found myself really identifying with this episode. You know, I am a mother, I do have a child. Um, I was able to totally relate to when they were saying how you constantly hear mom, mom, mommy, mom, mommy, mom, right? It's like us mothers, we could totally relate to that. All right. It's like as soon as you walk into the door, it's mom, mommy, mama, right? All right. So, archetypes with Megan. And I just love the fact that she does not use the title. I love it. Archetypes with Megan. I mean, it's right there in your face, right? So, this episode that came out this past Tuesday, Archetypes with Megan, they discuss good wife, good mom, bad mom with Sophie G in the house. I had no idea that Sophie Trudeau was the fun girl. No idea. So it was awesome that she was on this podcast because those of us who were not familiar with her, you know, got to see the fun side of her. You know, a lot of us just know her as basically the first lady of Canada. You know, she's the prime minister's wife, right? So it was awesome that she was able to go on Megan's podcast and relax, right? So anyway, Sophie Trudeau was on this episode. Pamela, I think it's Adlon, and Sam J was on this episode as well. Now, Sam J was a surprise to me. I know who Sam J is. I think she's hilarious. So I was so hyped and so amped that Sam J was on this show. All right, Mrs. S, thank you so much for the donation. We appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm pretty sure basically everybody in the chat listened to this episode. And those of you who are listening, I'm pretty sure that you guys listened to the episode. The good wife, bad wife. I can't really relate to that. I've never been married in my whole natural entire life, but I've in a very long term relationship. So it's like we might as well be married, right? Good mom, bad mom can definitely relate to that. And what I loved about this episode was the fact that when it comes to good wife, bad wife, Megan took it outside of the box, right? In regards to a traditional marriage between a man and a woman. She took it outside of the box and she actually spoke to somebody who is in a lesbian marriage. So kudos to Megan for doing that. Hand clap to Megan for doing that, for thinking outside of the box regarding that. and just showcasing that there are different types of families and there are different types of marriages. So kudos to Megan for doing that. I thought that was great because when I found out that Sam J was going to be on the show, to be honest, my first knee jerk reaction was like, "What? What the hell? Why is Sam J going to be on this episode?" So, see, but that's Megan, right? That's Megan and Harry. They are forward thinking leaders. You know what I mean? They are forward thinking leaders. Just awesome. I'm looking in the chat real quick and it's like this listener has said, I don't know how to say your username. Um I want to say Chia Chin. Um but this person in the chat is saying our girl is very inclusive. Absolutely, right? You nailed that. She is. She's very inclusive and they are forward thinkers. All right, next slide. Okay. There is Sophie G in the house. Now, many of us knew already that Megan and Sophie Trudeau had already known each other, right? They've already been friends. They were friends before Megan had even met Prince Harry. As a matter of fact, um, Megan had known and interacted with and met Justin Trudeau, the prime minister, way before she had met Prince Harry. So she was already intermingling and engaging with world leaders before she had met Prince Harry. So the haters want to pretend that they don't know that and they're not aware of that, but they are. They are. Trust me. A lot of those haters, they know way more about Megan than some fans do, which cracks me up sometimes. I think that is just so funny. It's like they know everything about her. But moving on. So in regards to this episode, right? It was raw and enlightening episode. You know, Megan, she unveils the roles of good wife, good mom, bad mom, and she explores the judgments behind them. And she had these candid conversations with the First Lady of Canada, Sophie G, aka Sophie Trudeau, and of course Pamela Adlon and Sam J. All right, next slide. And there's Pamela Adlon and Sam J. I thought Pamela Adlon was awesome. I did. I thought she was awesome. Now, this is the same lady that Megan had talked about previously, right? I believe Megan revealed this in her interview with Variety magazine, right, where she said that she was very pregnant and she had went to Gloria Steinem's birthday party and she went by herself. And one of the first people that um, came up to her and introduced themselves was Pamela Adlon. And I hope I'm saying her last name right, but she was one of the first people that walked up to her, welcomed her, and began introducing Megan to everybody. So, Pamela Adlon looks very familiar, and I know I've seen her all over my American TV, especially growing up. Okay. So it's like I'm familiar with her work, but I'm not very familiar with her work. She's one of those actresses that has that familiar face that you know that has acted in any and everything, right? It's like you recognize that face, right? Well, that's Pamela Adlon. So I thought she was very, very good. Um, I love the way that she was very genuine and she talked about her experience growing up and she talked about her experience being a mom in Hollywood. And, you know, she definitely faced a lot of challenges in Hollywood, right? And being an actress, a producer, a director, along with parenting your children, to hear her talk about that and to hear her talk about her journey doing that, I thought it was awesome. I thought that she was very relatable, and even if you didn't know her, you were still able to identify with her experiences. And I thought it was great. I thought that Megan and Pamela had it was a conversation, right, guys? They had a conversation, and I was all into it. I was all into it. And one quote that really stood out for me in regards to what Pamela said was when she said that I'm generalizing here, but when she said that oh my gosh, I'm losing train of thought here. That we're something to the effect that we're trying to survive outside of the world, but really we need to be trying to survive in the world. She said something like that. Does anybody remember exactly what she said? I might have to see if I can find the actual transcript. But she said something like that, and that like really stuck with me. Right? Did anybody catch that quote that Pamela had said? I should have wrote it down. I don't know why I didn't write it down. But that quote really stuck with me. It was something about you need to learn to either um survive in the world and not survive outside the world. But I will look that quote up later on in this live podcast. But if there's anybody in the chat who knows what quote I'm talking about that Pamela had said during this live podcast, please put it in the chat. Now back to Sophie G, who was in the house. Uh, wasn't it awesome to hear that Sophie G has been to Montecito and her and Megan were able to have girl time? I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome to hear that. I thought it was awesome to hear that, that they're by the pool and they're able to let their hair down, their curly hair down, and they're able to play with the kids and the pool floats, the pizza pool floats, right? And one of the pizza pool floats had pizza slices on it and one didn't. And, I thought it was good that they were just able to have girl time. So it just makes me feel good as a Megan fan, as a Megan niece, as a stan of Megan to know and to hear that she's really able to live her life just like us, right? She's able to live her life just like us. She's able to spend time with her girlfriends and just have fun. So that makes me feel good. It lets me know that she's able to let her hair down and she's not she has obviously plenty of moments in her life where she's able to let her hair down and not worry about or think about the noise, some of the noise that's all around her, right? Some of the noise, it's not a lot, but I thought that it was awesome to hear that, right? And it's awesome to hear that Archie and Lilibeth are able to, be normal children and play in the pool with their pool floaties. And another thing that was awesome to hear, and you guys all know what I'm getting ready to say. You all know what I'm getting ready to bring up, right? You all know who I'm getting ready to bring up, right? Who am I getting ready to bring up? Let me know in the chat who I'm getting ready to bring up. I mean, we had a surprise guest. Well, she wasn't a guest, but we had a surprise, and we actually, at least for me, it was the first time that we actually heard her voice. And her voice was so nurturing and it was so soothing and it was so genuine. Exactly. Right? Mama Doria, Queen Doria. Queen Doria is calling her baby girl, Megan, during a podcast. Now, How many of you caught and heard Megan? I'm pretty sure it wasn't caught, but how many of you heard Megan say, what did Megan say when the phone rang? Did she say, "Oh, sugar"? Was it "Oh, sugar" when the phone rang? Now, I know that you know that I know that you know when somebody says, "Oh, sugar," what do they mean? What is when somebody says, "Oh, sugar," what do they really mean? So that was another side that we got to see of Megan, right? Exactly. Either they mean, "Oh shit," or possibly, "Oh, F bomb," right? So, but Megan, she answered the phone anyway, right? She didn't have to answer the phone. She could have just texted her mom and said, "Hey, I'm doing a podcast. I'll call you after the podcast." But no, she answered the phone. So I thought it was awesome to hear Queen Doria's voice. And what did Queen Doria say? She said, "I'll see you on Saturday." I'll see you on Saturday. First she said, I think she said, how was my girl doing? I'm not going to say the whole conversation, but how is my girl doing? I'll see you on Saturday. So that lets us know that Mama Doria, that Queen Doria, spends a lot of time with her grandchildren, which is awesome. And she spends a lot of time with Harry, and that's awesome. Isn't it? Isn't it, squaddies? So I thought it was great that we got some insight into that. We got some insight into that relationship. Um, Queen Doria checking in on her daughter, her past grown daughter, who's 41 years old. So I thought that was great. So what did you guys think about Sam J? Sam J was killing me. She was killing me. Okay, when she was talking about how, her wife and some of the difficulties, and with two females being married, right? That she was saying that her her wife had kind of put these expectations, these role expectations on her, like like you take out the trash, this can is hard to open, you open this can. I thought that was awesome, right? And her wife took on the role in regards to, when Sam comes home, that the drink will be ready, dinner will be ready, right? And then I'll massage your shoulders, that type of role. And Sam J's like, oh, wait a minute, why are you smothering me? So I thought Sam J was awesome. And again, kudos to Megan. Kudos to Megan for being inclusive, right? She thought outside the box in regards to um, husband and wife relationships. She didn't just focus on the traditional husband and wife relationships. She also focused on, um, lesbian relationships and two women who were married. So I thought that was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Next slide. Okay. I don't know how to say her name. I want to say it's Dr. Shifali, but I know who she is. And I have been a fan of her for years. So I wouldn't say fell out because I was driving when I was listening to this podcast, okay? But I definitely had my water in my hand. So I almost spit out my water when I heard that Dr. Shafali was on here because I have been a fan of hers for years. And I'm serious, I mean years, since my son was, I don't know if he was a toddler, but he was like around that age. because I loved her book, The Conscious Parent. I mean, this was my go-to book, y'all. Okay, my go-to book. And I used to watch her on what was that? What did Oprah used to do? The Super Soul Sundays. Remember when Oprah used to have like the Super Soul Sundays? Is that what Oprah used to call that? But I used to watch that faithfully as well. And the doctor was on there and she was talking about this book. And let me tell you guys something. This book changed my life. The Conscious Parent. Mm. If you've got kids, I highly suggest you get this book. Is there anybody in the chat who's ever read this book, The Conscious Parent? I'm telling you, it frees your soul. It really, really does. It really teaches you that your kids are here to teach you about yourself. Okay? I mean, it's a really, really good book. But I was happy to see her on Megan's podcast. And Megan, she's doing the damn thing. I mean, this podcast is a really, really good podcast. Megan is not on her podcast just to be talking, right? I mean, she's doing like what she said she was going to do. She said she was going to have experts, and she said she was going to have historians, and she was going to have people on her podcast that have professional knowledge and experience in whatever subject matter that she is talking about. So it was awesome to see Dr. I want to say Shifale. I'm probably not saying her name right on Archetypes podcast, and it was awesome to hear her talk um, about this whole concept of good mom, bad mom, etc., etc., because she is an expert in that area. If you don't have the book, The Conscious Parent, and you have children who are not adults, and more so toddlers and kids, eh, you know, of that age group, get this book, man. I'm so serious. Get the book. Damn it. Get the book. All right, let me go ahead and go in the chat and see what you guys are talking about. Let me go ahead and take a drink. My throat is getting a little dry. You guys go ahead and take a drink, eat you some food because we're having a Success Family chat. And you know what? I know we say that we're having a Success Family chat, but it's usually just Special K thoughts talking. Any channel members who want to be on the live podcast with me, send me an email, damn it. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. That could be one of the perks of being a channel member. I'm pretty sure those of you who are listening and those of you who are in the chat would love to hear the point of view from a channel member. So, the next live podcast, if there's a channel member who would love to join me on this live podcast and speak your piece, send me an email. Don't be shy. You're not shy up in these comments. All right. What are you guys talking about in the chat? Let me see. 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 Oh, how you doing, cookies and cream? Me too. I loved it too. Prince, Arch, and Lily says, I love when Megan said, oh, sugar. And again, it shows us another side to Megan's personality, right? I thought it was great. Yep, absolutely. Miss Catherine says it's really awesome for Harry to have women around him that truly love him, isn't it? He's really got some strong family support there. And it's awesome to know that Prince Harry is surrounded by love. And he's got that type of family support where from Queen Doria, where it has absolutely nothing to do with business, right? Nothing to do with business. When it comes to them other people, that type of relationship is a business relationship. Okay. Are you listening? Do you hear me? When it comes to them other people, that type of relationship is a family business relationship. Even if Harry and King Corrupt get back on good terms, it's still a family business relationship. Harry is still going to have to go through those trash ass royal uh, senior staff members to make an appointment to see his own damn daddy. Okay? I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm pretty sure for Harry, it probably feels really good that he's got family support that's not business related, that he doesn't have to go through all these people to see his family, right? Family can just call him or Megan up and say, hey, I'll see you on Saturday. I love that for him. I love that for him. All right, let me go back in the chat, see what you guys are talking about. Yes, everybody, please hit the thumbs up button, please. And if you're not a subscriber, please go on ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'll put my email address in the chat. Okay? Let me go ahead and do it right now. Come on, channel member. Nope, that's not it. I almost forgot my email address. There could be, it doesn't have to be just one, it could be two of you guys. There's my email address. All right, like I said, if you don't have this book and you have children, I would say maybe 12 and under, but especially if you got a toddler or a kid, what I mean by a kid is somebody who hasn't hit them double digit numbers yet, get this book. Get the damn book. All right. So here was a good quote that I liked that Megan had said during her conversation, right, with her guest on Archetypes. This kind of stuck out to me when she said it, and I was glad that somebody had actually wrote it in an article. So, beginning quote, Megan, she says, the most thankless unpaid labor there is, there's no union. And she's talking about motherhood, okay? This is Megan talking about motherhood. Beginning quote. The most thankless unpaid labor there is. There's no union, there's no lunch break, there's nothing like that. At home, women just work really, really hard. So much of it, she says, is born out of expectations and the idea that we need to fit the exact cookie cutter shape the world wants to jam us into. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that facts? That is facts all day long. I mean, being a mother, it is labor. It is unpaid labor, right? It's unpaid labor. And Megan has spoken about this before when she did the event with Melody Hobson, right? I can't remember the name of it, but it was with Andrew Sorkin, and they were talking about women in the labor workforce. And Megan had brought it up then. She had said that mothers, stay-at-home moms should get paid. Megan said that. And she's saying it again, right? She's saying it again. Now this is somebody, Megan is somebody of means, right? She's somebody of a certain amount of wealth who is saying this. Okay. That mothers, mommies, mama, mommy, mama, even Mima, Grammy, grandma, right? It's the most thankless unpaid labor there is. It's not easy being a stay-at-home mom. It's not. Okay, I tried it. I promise you I tried it. And I was like, shit, I'm taking my ass back to work. I couldn't wait to go back to work. Okay, it's a lot of dedication being around children, young children all day long. Mom, mommy, mama. Can you imagine hearing that all day long? Jesus. Lord, help me. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. Ah, Church Nelly. Church Nelly says, Lord, I got a 30-year-old son and a 9-year-old son. What the hell was I thinking? Yeah, Church Nelly, what the hell was you thinking? Jesus. Now that is a gap. Okay, that is a huge gap. But that's kind of exciting though, wouldn't you say? Like to have a 30-year-old son who's grown. I don't know if your son has children, and then have a 9-year-old. Wow. But whoo, you got to start all over again. Mm, bless you. Lord bless you. Woo. For those of you who are listening, um, I'm reading some of the comments here. Some good conversations going on. Church Nelly, don't you make me spit out my Heineken now. Church Nelly talk about gap wider than Michael Strahan's teeth. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. That is a good one. All right. And of course, there's a beautiful picture that we've seen before of Megan and Lilybeth, and I'm pretty sure Lilybeth is probably bigger than that. But I love it when Megan talks about Lilybeth, right? She talks about Archie as well, but I love it when she talks about Lilybeth. You can tell that she really wants Lilybeth to um, recognize her own power and strength as a female. So that's awesome. Okay, let's see what we got going on. All right. Before we get into that, yes, she is. Yes. But it doesn't sound like I'm sorry. I was reading Sherry Ware's comment. Lilybeth is walking and running now. Yeah, that's awesome. But you know what I was getting ready to say was Lilybeth, she seems like the quiet one though, because Harry always talks about how Archie is all over the place, right? It's like Harry. he- he's the version of you to the 100th power. So I mean, it is what it is with that. Archie is the version of you to the 100th power, Harry. That's all you, dude. That's all you. It's about Archie's all over the place. That's you. Okay? That's your mama looking down on you and saying, "Ha! Payback." It is so funny, like when you see like pictures of Princess Diana with Harry when he was a toddler, and the faces that Harry was was doing, sticking his tongue out, or Harry was just doing something mischievous, and Princess Diana would give him that look. Or there's like a video, right, of Princess Diana and Harry in a car. I think Harry's maybe 3 or 4, maybe even younger than that, and he sticks his tongue out, right? He sticks his tongue out, and Princess Diana, like, snatches him up. Oh, you know what? I can't wait for the documentary to come out. When is the documentary coming out? It's already November, right? So, Jesus, today's November what? 4th? Oh my God. So when does the documentary come out? Because I can't wait for that documentary. I can't. Woo! I know my mama can't wait for it. Telling you. My mom called me the other day. She said, Kyra, are you? I just said my name. But anyway, she said, Special K Thoughts, are you sure that I have Netflix? I said, Mom, I said, you have Netflix. You have Netflix. Trust me. So when The Crown comes on, if you have a hard time finding it, I will come to the house and I will help you find The Crown. One thing about it, right? It doesn't matter how old you get. When it comes to your parents, you are always still their child, right? It doesn't matter how old you get. You are still your parents' child. They still view you as their child, right? And it just brought me back to Queen Doria. She called Megan and, she said, "How's my girl?" I thought I saw somewhere in the chat where somebody said that Archie was Harry 2.0. Here it is. I found it. Ma Jones, yes, Special K Thoughts. Prince Harry, better know it. Archie is 2.0. Yes, he is. He is 2.0. And I think it's awesome that we don't really see pictures of Archie. I think it is. I think it's awesome. But the pictures that we do see, me personally, I think he may look more like Megan than he does Harry. That's just my personal opinion. I think he may look more like Megan than he does Harry. And I think his hair is a little thick, just a little. It's not like Harry has really straight hair. Okay. His hair is a little bushy at times, right? So I think Archie's hair is a little thick. I think his hair is I guess it depends on the season, but I think his hair is more auburn than it is red. But I could be totally wrong about that. Um, but it'll be interesting to see how those kids look as they get older, right? As they get older. So, those of you who are just joining us in this live podcast of Success Talk, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, Special K Thoughts, and we're about an hour into this live podcast. We're about an hour into this family chat about our faves, and we were talking about archetypes with Megan. Okay, and we were talking about First Lady of Canada, Sophie G, who was in the house, and we were talking about how Mrs. Sophie Trudeau uh, was able to be on this live podcast and relax and talk about her experiences of being a mom and the expectations that she faces being a mom, along with being the wife of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. And we talked about how Sophie G and Megan they had a relationship way before Megan had met Prince Harry, and Megan had already known Justin Trudeau before she had met Prince Harry. And we were talking about how Megan had already you know, been mingling and engaging with and develop relationships, working relationships with different world leaders, such as Justin Trudeau, before she was even thinking about Prince Harry. So it was awesome to see Sophie G on this podcast with Megan, as well as Pamela Adlon. I thought her story was awesome. I really, really did. And she cracked me up when she said strictly dickly. I almost spit out my water again. She cracked me up. Basically, she was saying that, and I guess the way she navigates through the world, it's been more so on a masculine approach. But and she was like, but don't get me wrong though, I'm strictly dickly. So I thought that was funny. And Sam J, again, we were talking about that and how we thought that it was really awesome of Megan being a forward thinker and having in somebody who's a lesbian who is married and she looked outside of the box and also invited somebody on her podcast to discuss um, the relationships between a husband and wife um, in regards to a lesbian relationship and the expectations and the roles that lesbian partners put on each other. So I thought that was awesome. I will not be surprised if Archetypes gets some type of award. And I'm not talking about the People's Choice Awards. Kudos to Megan. I didn't say it during the last live podcast, but kudos to Megan for getting the People's Choice Awards. I think that's awesome. But I don't know if podcasts actually have other type of awards that they get, but the producers of Archetypes, they are outstanding. I mean, seriously, whoever produces Archetypes, I know Megan's the executive producer, but the people that put this podcast together, they do outstanding work. I mean, their work is top notch. Okay, they're not just throwing stuff together. I mean, they're really taking their time producing this podcast. So kudos to the producers of Archetypes. They're doing an outstanding job. Okay, they really are. And Megan, she is up against some really good competition. And Archetypes, it manages to stay, at least in regards to North America. I'm not too sure where it's at on the charts right now, but excuse me. In regards to North America, she manages to stay into the top 5 against some pretty heavy competition. Okay? I mean, Anderson Coop. I listened to hit Anderson Coop. My bad. Anderson Cooper. I listened to his podcast the other night, and it's about loss, right? Grief, loss, and his podcast is outstanding. It really is. It's a good podcast. And Megan gets higher ratings than his. Megan faces who's the other? Rachel, is it Rachel Maddow from MSNBC? She's got a new podcast out. And Megan's able to hang in there with her. And there's some really great podcasts out there. Think about it. Think about it. There are millions on top of millions on top of millions on top of millions of podcasts out there. Okay. Now, when Archetypes was released and it eventually hit number 1, you know that the expectation was that it was going to do a nosedive, right? The expectation was that it was going to do a nosedive. And the only reason why it hit number 1 was because people were just curious. Wasn't that the narrative that was out there? That, yeah, it hit number 1, but it's going to nosedive off the charts because people are going to lose interest because the podcast is no good. But that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened at all. She's able to maintain being in the top 5 in North America, and then in other global markets, she's able to be either in the top 10 or the top 20 out of millions and millions and millions of podcasts. So kudos to Megan. Kudos to Archetypes. It's a I'm trying to look for a more appropriate word that describes this podcast. Right. Saying it's an outstanding podcast, I don't feel outstanding gives it justice. But but it's a really good informative um see it's informative, it's it's eye-opening, it's what other verbiages or adjectives I should say. Help me out in the chat. Give me some adjectives that you would use to describe archetypes. Give me a really good adjective besides outstanding or that it's really good. We know that it's informative. It's thank you, Church Nelly. It's thought provoking. It really is thought provoking now. Right. There's been some things that have been said on archetypes that made you go, hmm. Or maybe it made you spit out your water. Or maybe it hit you in your gut. And the one episode that really honestly made me not made me, but that actually hit me in my gut was the episode with Paris Hilton. That episode still stays with me to this day. There's something about that episode that struck a chord with me, and it made me realize and understand, man, Special K thoughts, you cannot judge a book by its cover, and you cannot automatically assume that people that are on TV and partying all the time and that are rich and that have access to everything are happy people and that they do not go through some things and they do not suffer trauma. It's like we all know that, right? But then it's like we still judge these people, right? We still judge celebrities. We still judge famous people, but whoo, that Paris Hilton episode stuck with me. It really did. Okay, some other adjectives I'm seeing in the chat are superb. Thought provoking was a really good one. Excellent. Relatable. Thank you, Jennifer. Relatable. That's a really good one. Relatable. I heard somebody on TV say that, ah, you know, Megan's not relatable. But that's not the point, right? That's not the point of her podcast. The point of her podcast is that you relate to her guest, right? You relate to her guests and the stories that they're telling. And when people say stuff like that, that just tells me that they're not listening to the damn podcast. I don't understand how you can be a commentator on TV about a podcast and you didn't listen to the podcast. What the hell is wrong with these people? Right, that's a good one. Miss Judy says another adjective to describe archetypes high quality. There you go. Thank you. High quality. It's a high quality podcast. The producers are high quality. They are. The experts and the historians and the guests, the unexpected guests, are people of high caliber, right? Thank you. H Knight, channel member. How are you doing, H Knight? H Night, I want to hear from you. I want you to come co-host with me, H Night, channel member, ATL in the house. H Night says relevant. Absolutely. Archetypes is relevant. It's relevant to here and now, what's going on now. It's relevant to what's going on now. It's relevant to what's going on. Well, it's relevant to what's happened in the past. It's relevant to what's going on now. And it's relevant to what's going to happen in the future. Right? I'm pre warning you guys. I got a new puppy and he's spoiled rotten. I done spoiled this dang puppy. So you might hear him barking. Um, but yes, absolutely. Thank you, H Night. Okay, wow. See, I knew you guys were gonna wake up. Deb says empowering. Empowering. It is. Archetypes is an empowering podcast. And I know a lot of you in the chat. I don't know about those of you who are listening, but I know enough of you in the chat aren't on Twitter. I'm on Twitter all the time. I got Twitter fingers, right? I got Twitter fingers, but I'm on Twitter a lot. Um, Facebook, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't really post on Facebook. I'm on Instagram a lot as well. And there's other social mediums that I'll check in on. But I've noticed, and I'm wondering what you guys have noticed, but there are a lot of random tweets from non-squatties about archetypes. Random positive tweets and postings from non-squatties about archetypes. People saying, wow, I really enjoyed this episode. I learned from this episode. This episode was powerful. Megan has a podcast voice. I read a tweet the other day. Somebody was saying that, I usually don't listen to podcasts, but I listen to archetypes and now I'm going to listen to this podcast just from random people. And I know that you know that I know that you know that, the derangers and the haters will say, oh, well, those people are paid to put those tweets out there. No, they're not. All you got to do is look at their timeline and see that they have a history of being on Twitter. Okay. Why is it so hard for derangers and haters to realize and understand that Archetypes is a good podcast? The reason why it's so hard for them to understand that random people in the general public like archetypes, it's not that it's hard for them to understand, it's just that they don't want to accept it. Right? They don't want to accept it, just like they don't want to accept that Prince Harry is Meghan's husband. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Who got kicked off Twitter? Oh, I like your username. Compton Cali Gal. Hey, what's up? How you doing? You got kicked off Twitter going in on Trump. That is crazy. All that ilk, that orange man spills. But you must was really going off, and I know you were because you're from Cali. I know how we do. How you doing, Sherry? So Sherry says the podcast understandably, she takes a difficult subject and explains on a simple, uncomplicated way. Exactly. Right? And like somebody else was saying, it's a very relatable podcast. And I also like the fact that she invites experts and historians to back it up with facts. Right? So it's like, where did this archetype originate from? Like, where did it originate from? Right? Where did the bimbo archetype originate from? Like, who came up with that bimbo? Right? Where did the angry black woman trope come from? Like, where did that originate from? That really um perked my ears. I really listened to that part because I wanted to know myself, like, where did that come from? Where did the angry black woman trope come from? Because black women, we are not all alike, right? We're not all alike. There are many different personalities within the black woman community, right? Some of us are very charming and funny, like me, and then but I'm not going to go deep into that, but I'm going to put it to you this way, right? Not all black people like hip hop, right? Not all of us like hip hop. So there you go. But yeah, that I really wanted to hear that part about where did the black angry woman trope come from? Like, where did that come from? So I was glad that Megan had an expert to talk about that. All right, archetypes. Anybody know who's going to be on the next episode next Tuesday? Like, who's going to be on the episode next Tuesday? How many more episodes do we have left? But we got about what? Five? Four or five? So I can't wait for the next episode. We only got three left? Man, Tuesdays are going to be so boring and blah. Tuesdays are going to be bleak when Archetypes is done. It's who says that? Mariah Carey. Bleak. Tuesdays will be bleak when Archetypes is done. So it's going to be interesting to see what Megan does next with Archetypes. Really, really interesting. Is it four? We got four left. Somebody said, I have no idea. Miss Leslie said, I have no idea if that's what you were talking about. Oh, Black Queen, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. Appreciate your support. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on. For those of you who just joining us, this is Success Talk. We're having a family chat with the fam, with the Success Squad fam. All right, let's see. All right, so we're gonna have a little fun. Well, we've been having fun because we've been having a discussion, but let's continue the fun. Here we go. That didn't really work out the way I wanted it to work out. Let me try it again. Here. Let me remove this. All right. If you can see that, which I don't know if you can, but what it says is when it blinks, it says things we don't need in this dancery is holleration. I'm trying to see if I can pause it. Here, let's see. Which I can't. But anyway, what it's saying is things we don't need in this dancery, right? Is hateration, holleration. Okay, that's what we don't need. And, basically, since Meghan has been dating Prince Harry, there has been a lot of hateration, holleration, right? Right. A lot. When they started dating, there was hateration holleration. When they got married, there was hateration holleration. When Megan got the huge reception in Australia, there was hateration holleration, right? When Megan and Harry said, you know what, we out, there was hateration holleration, right? When Megan and Harry decided to leave Canada and move to America, whoo, Jesus, woo, there was hateration holleration, Jesus. I honestly think some of them royal courtiers had heart attacks when news came out that Meghan and Harry bought a house in Montecito. There was hateration, holleration. At the end of the day, no matter what the Successes do, there is hateration, holleration, right? No matter what they do, hateration, holleration. Okay, so the hateration, holleration has gotten so out of bounds, so out of pocket that literally, no matter what they do or what they say, it's an instant knee jerk reaction of hateration, holleration. I mean, it's a knee jerk reaction, right? I mean, a knee jerk reaction. They paid the $2.4 million back in regards to the renovations on Frogmore Cottage. They're they're paying rent on Frogmore Cottage, but they still got hateration, holleration on that, right? Right. I'm trying to figure out what did the royal family do with the $2.4 million, because that money was budgeted for renovations for Frogmore Cottage. So I'm trying to figure out what did the royal family do with that $2.4 million. Oh, I know what they did with it. I know what King Corrupt did with it. He put it in bags. That's what happened to that money. Anyway, moving on. But what I'm getting at is, no matter what Prince Harry, no matter what Meghan do, they get hateration, holleration from haters, right? There's a group of haters. No matter what they do, it's a knee jerk reaction. It's hateration, holleration. Okay, but with these deranged people, it has gotten so bad to the point to where they will actually listen to Megan's podcast. They'll actually sit there and listen to it. They will listen to it and they will write down each and every word that she says, and they will pick it apart. And they will do a knee jerk reaction, and they will begin their hateration, holleration, to the point to where they will actually have an hysterical mental breakdown based on something that is fact that Megan said. They will have an hysterical mental breakdown based on what Megan said, that millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of women say that are married. Hateration, holleration. You guys know who I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. Look, I I'm not gonna say her name. I'm just not. Okay. But you guys know who I'm talking about. The hateration, holleration brigade. They are straight. It's like what my great grandmother would say, who was from South Carolina. She is from St. Helena, South Carolina. She would say, "Child, they fool up. They fool up. I don't know what's wrong with them people, but they fool up. They fool up. They fool up. Not help them now. Not help them. Nothing to help them now. No, no, no. They fool up. They fool up. They fool up. They fool up, child. They fool up. They cracky. They cracky, child. They cracky." I don't know how many of you can see this on the screen, but the people that you see on the screen, they're actually married. Okay. And they've been married for what? How many years? 3 years? All I will say is that when a married woman gets upset, gets angry, gets agitated, gets irritated, has an emotional, hysterical breakdown, just because Megan refers to Prince Harry, the man that she's married to, as her husband, that tells me all I need to know about that married woman. That tells me all I need to know. That tells me that you got issues in your marriage. You got issues in your marriage, boo. Not only are you a hater and a racist, but you got marriage problems, boo. You got marriage problems. To be that annoyed and to be that disgusted and to be saying things on national, well, she wasn't on national TV, but to say that on your radio show, that's a national syndicated radio show. And you know, when you mention Megan's name, Clout Chaser, you know instantly you're going to get global attention. You know instantly all of the Murdoch social media news outlets are going to contact you so you can get on their shows and say nothing but shit about Megan. You know that's going to happen instantly, right? For you to publicly say this with your whole chest, acting like you're the best thing ever just because you're a blonde headed white woman, right? For you to be saying this with your whole chest, that why are you, Megan, rubbing it in? Don't rub it in because you're married to Prince Harry. I'm irked that you refer to him as your husband. It's like your hatred and your racism has got you blind, boo. It's got you blind. It's like you have no idea how foo up you look. It's like you have no idea how fool up you look. I'll be right back. I got to get my battery charger. I am so sorry. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. I thought I had my charger right by me. Um, what were we talking about? Oh yeah. Anyway, I mean, it's like my great grandmother would say, "Fool up, fool up." But look at this. Look at this. This is Megan's husband. This is her husband. And to be honest, it brings me joy. It brings me joy when you see people get irked and get upset and get angry and become hysterical and have meltdowns because Meghan refers to Prince Harry as her husband. It brings me joy. I love it. And I want more of it. I'm serious. I am so serious, y'all. I'm serious. I want the haters to continue to have hysterical meltdowns when Meghan refers to Prince Harry, the man that she's married to, as her husband. I love it and I want more of it. Don't you guys? I want more of it. I want her to do this over and over and over again. Because anybody who's acting like that and think that's a good look obviously has a lot of issues in their own marriage. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think? To be that agitated that another married woman is calling her husband my husband, it's like if I was that person's husband, I'd be like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Why are you upset that she's calling the man that she's married to her husband? That's her husband. Why is that even on your mind? But look at that. Aren't they a beautiful couple? And that's what they hate, right? That's what they hate. They hate that. I never thought in a million years that, let me reword this. I never understood or realized that Prince Harry was really millions on top of millions on top of millions of white women's dreams and fantasies of becoming a princess. I I don't think I worded that right or said that right, but I had no idea that Prince Harry, um, for millions of white women, was a fantasy for them. That a lot of white women growing up really honestly thought that they had a chance, or they believed in this fantasy that they had a chance that they can marry Prince Harry. I that that's mind-boggling to me. And I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in reading this, but it's like, really? But at the end of the day, they're all racist, right? They just feel like that You know, who is she to marry this prince? She's half black. She has no business marrying this white European British prince, right? That's what racism does. That's what racism does to people. But look at that picture. Look at that picture. Prince Harry is Meghan's husband. He done nutted in her numerous times. He's probably nutting in her now. He blows her back out every night. He done got her pregnant 3 times. He done left his family for her. He done moved to a whole nother country for her. Face it, he'd rather be her wife. He was never, ever in life going to marry you, boo. And he would rather be, I said it wrong the first time, but he would rather be her husband than be a British prince who lives his life as a spare, being his older brother's wingman. He wanted more out of life for himself. He wanted some spice in his life. He wanted some flavor in his life. He didn't want the simple English rose. That's not what he wanted. He wanted somebody with some spice and some pizzazz, and somebody who's got some charisma, somebody who's got intellect, somebody who's intellectual, somebody who's worldly, somebody who knows how to speak up and stand up for herself, somebody who's a go-getter, somebody who can make it on their own in life, not depending on taxpayers. Prince Harry just like his mama. He just like his mama. Princess Diana before she left this earth, right? She was in a relationship with somebody who was Arabic. And the boyfriend that she had before that one was Pakistani, right? So I mean, Prince Harry, he just like his mama. You know, he just like his mama. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Let me go back in the chat. Oh my goodness! Oh wow! Okay, I don't want to miss anybody. Miss Shabazz, thank you so much for the donation, and it's nice to see you in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, thank you for the donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I'm serious, Prince Harry, he's just like his mama. You know, they want some flavor in their life. Oh wow, Miss Susie Q. Hey girl. Thank you for the donation. And Miss Susie Q says she hated Megan before Megan married Harry because she was at the wedding for NBC4, and she said when she sees H and M, it makes take a different it makes the it H and M it makes take a different look at love. Makes oh she said that for real? What? See, I didn't know that. I had no idea that she was at the wedding. I'd never seen her comment on the wedding. But I watch a lot of CNN, right? My TV is like stuck on CNN. So but Megan Kelly, it's not about Megan, right? When it comes to Megan Kelly. It's not about her. It's not about Megan. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Megan Kelly is clout chasing because she knows that if she talks about Megan, then it's gonna get her global attention. And she doesn't care if it's negative attention. She doesn't care. As long as she gets attention, she's good. Okay. Megan Kelly hating on Megan. It's not about Megan, the Duchess. It's not. It's not. It's about what Megan stands for that Megan Kelly can't stand. Megan Kelly has always been a racist. Okay. She got fired from NBC for being a racist. I'm not too sure what happened with her at Fox, but NBC paid her $69 million to shut up because she said that she honestly saw no issues with blackface. When she was on Fox, she was screaming that Santa Claus was black and that Jesus, I'm sorry, my bad. She was screaming that Santa Claus was white and that Jesus was white. Right? I mean, she was screaming it, right? She's had some other issues. She's attacked other famous black women. She attacked who's the tennis player? Can't think of her name off the top of my head. Naomi, right? Naomi Osaki. I hope I'm saying her last name right. Remember how she attacked her? I mean, she brutally attacked her. Right? She went at her for days, right? And she got scared attacking Simone Biles though. She didn't go for her because she got scared. Okay. She she got scared attacking Simone. So she didn't say nothing about Simone, right? Cuz she knew. She knew that that was going to be it if she went after Simone. But yeah, again, you know, when it comes to Megan Kelly, it's not just about her attacking Megan, right? It's not all about Megan, is what I'm saying. She attacks any black female that she feels is just way too famous, and it irks her to see black female success. It irks her. Yeah, I mean, it really irks her. I see in the comments somebody said that she something about sexual harassment. Is that why she left Fox? I thought I saw it in the comments somewhere. Um, I don't know who Nate is. I don't know who Nate the lawyer is. What you guys have to realize and understand is that Megan is a money making machine for haters. She's a money making machine for haters. Okay, it is a lot of clout chasing going on. You got people who who honestly had no issues with Megan, none whatsoever. But they see how much money these hate channels make. So it's like they go ahead and open up their own YouTube channel and they start hating on Megan, putting out these videos, and they see how much money it makes. Or you've got people who have had YouTube channels for years talking about something as simple as, let me make up something off the top of my head. Something as simple as politics, right? Somebody who's had a YouTube channel for 5, 6 years, and all they talked about was politics. But now they've turned their channel into a hate Meghan Markle channel because they see that it makes money. Okay. It makes money. It's a money making machine. I wouldn't really, it would be interesting to me if somebody would really take a deep dive study not into the people that open up these YouTube channels and run these YouTube channels, but the people that subscribe to them and pay money to watch these videos. It's like, who are these people? What is their mindset? Right? I mean, we have a feeling who the majority of those type of people are, right? But it's like, what type of mindset do you have to want to sit down all day long and watch a hate channel about somebody that you have never met and that you honestly know nothing about, but you're actually paying your money, like your hard earned money, just to watch nothing but negativity about somebody, right? That's a sick mind, in my opinion. To me, those people are demonic. They're racist and they're demonic. Racist and demonic. Whoa. It's like, doesn't that warp the mind? Wouldn't you think that that would warp somebody's mind who watches nothing but negativity all day about one person to be that fixated on somebody? Right? To be that fixated on somebody like that? That is sick. You got a demonic mind. As much as I love Megan, I'm not on her titties 247. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got a life. I got a man. I got a job. Right? I got friends. Right? I got a child to raise. I got other things going on in my life. But you got people who be on Twitter who manage to get like 500 tweets out in one day just hating on Megan, and it's like, dude, who hurt you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, who hurt you? Who hurt you? All right. Miss Bernadine, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support. We really do. But all right, let me go ahead and move on. Let me 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 take a drink real quick. How you doing, Raquel? Channel member. Nice to see you. Elaine Paca, there you are. How are you? I know it's late in the UK. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to make sure that I see all the channel members. I thought, yep, there he is. Mr. Arnold, how are you doing? How are you doing, channel member? Thank you. Is Miss Lydia in the chat tonight? Miss Lydia, holla! I hope I didn't miss her. But back to this. This is Megan's husband. He blows her back out every night. He nuts in her every night. He loves her. He's in love with her. He done made her pregnant 3 times. Like I said, he done left the UK. He will do any and everything for her. So face it. Face it, face it, face it. He loves this biracial black American greatness right here. So continue on with your hysterical breakdowns. Continue on being irked, agitated, looking to fool up to the general public because everybody's laughing at you. There were a lot of tweets that were straight trashing Megyn Kelly. And she may act like she doesn't care, but she cares. Trust me. She cares. So this is my message to you. Why are you such a hater? Why are you such a hater? Okay. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. It ages you. It does. It ages you. And it makes you look fool up. It makes you look fool up. Makes you look fool up and cracky. Okay? Fool up and cracky. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater, boo boo. Don't be a hater. All right. Yeah. Girl, bye. Okay? Girl, bye. Don't be a hater because you look crazy. You look fool up. You look cracky. And, Girl, bye. See you later. Bye. 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 All right. Oh my goodness. Channel member. Oh, that's nice. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it, Miss Raquel. I don't know how to say your username though, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Miss Phyllis, thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying it. But see, I do believe that. Those of you who are listening, I'm reading some of the comments. I do believe that she's got problems in her marriage. I do. Because to be that fixated on another married couple and to be that angry because a married woman called the man that she's married to her husband and to say that that married woman is rubbing it in her face, there's issues in your marriage. Issues. It means to me it means that her husband is not paying attention to her. And but bottom line, because I don't want to whitewash this, damn it. I don't want to whitewash this. She's a racist. She's a racist. Point blank, period. She is a racist. She's a miserable racist. Because, like I was saying before, it's not about Megan. It's about what Megan stands for. It's not about Naomi, who she attacked. It's about what Naomi stands for. It's about what Naomi represents, I should say. It's about what Megan represents. Okay. All right. Like I said, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Moving on. We don't spend enough time on that. I just brought her up because I loved the pushback that she got. I thought the pushback that she got from non squatties was awesome. Okay. Hey, Queen Bee. How are you? How you doing? Okay. You guys see what's on your screen? Now, you've got some squatties who can't stand Omid, and you got some squatties who are neutral, and you got some squatties who like Omid. I'm one of the squatties that kind of gives him the benefit of the doubt. It's not like I love him. It's not like I hate him. I'm like in the middle. Okay. I'm doing the typical Libra thing. I see both sides when it comes to Omid, right? Because at the end of the day, he is a royal reporter. So it's like I side-eyed him a lot. Okay, I take what he says with a grain of salt. But when he calls the bullshit out, I love it because he's really the only one that does it. You know, he's the only one that doesn't. And one thing about Omid, he does it with his old chest. Omid's like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna say what I want to say. And all of you other royal clown fan fiction, quote unquote, reporters, you can hate on me all you want, but I'm not gonna talk shit about the sexuses. I'm not doing it. And I like Omen for the fact that he be calling his own colleagues out. He be calling them out, right? And he posted with his whole chest. And you guys ever notice how the other royal rodent reporters be all up in his mentions? They be all up in his comments. It's like they stalk Omid. They stalk him. They stalk dude. They stalk dude. They stalk him. And I believe that Richard, and I'm gonna say his whole name. I believe Richard Eden is in love with Omid. I do. I think he's got a boy crush on him. I really, really do. I do. I do. Richard looks like he's about that life. I do. I do. I think he's got a boy crush on Omid. I mean, Omid's cute. He's a cutie. So I mean, I don't blame Richard. You know, but Omid, he's all right with me. But like I said, I side eyed him and I watch him very closely. And some of the stuff that he puts out, just like all of them do, is speculation, right? But anyway, did you guys get a chance to read this article that Omid wrote? And I love the fact that Omid was like, bump, um, excuse me, the Daily Mail and all them other trash tabloids. I got a contract with Yahoo. And Yahoo has a larger market than the Daily Mail. So Omid is reaching way more readers than the Little Richards and the No Necks of the Royal Rodent Reporters. He really, really is. I'm serious. Like Yahoo has a way bigger market than the Daily Mail does. So kudos to Omid. But did you guys get a chance to read this article that Omid had put out? The media has got it all wrong about Prince Harry's memoir. Here's the real truth about Spare. Um, Basically, I didn't really read the whole article, but basically, what Omen is saying is that, Spare, no matter how much the royal family wants it to be, Spare really isn't about them. And, we squatties, the majority of us squatties knew that already, right? The majority of us knew that Spare wasn't going to just be all about Harry's relatives. I mean, what did Prince Harry say that the book was about? What did he say? He basically said that the book was about his journey of being born into this world as a prince, but he became a man. I don't have the direct quote that he actually said. That light just came out my mouth. But Prince Harry has never really said that the book is about his family. He's basically saying that this book is about him and his thoughts and his feelings, not about what his family's thoughts and feelings are about. This is about his journey and his perspective. Okay. So, um, you know, what Omid is saying in this article is basically that they've and I don't know whether to believe it or not, but basically they've some people have been able to read the book. And many people in the world of royal are going to be surprised that the book is not really about them welfare queens. And trust me, them welfare queens, they want the book to be about them. They do. All this that they're scared that Prince Harry is going to reveal something that's going to cause tremendous damage to the royal family. That's all bullshit. And if they really are scared that Prince Harry is going to reveal something in his book that would cause serious damage to the royal family, well, then it's like, what the hell did you guys do? What did you do that is so bad? Like, wow. Right? But in this article that Omi wrote, I might as well call him Homie, but that Omid wrote, basically he's saying with his whole chest now, and I don't think Omid would say this unless he got the okay from people in the Successes camp. But then again, I don't really know. Okay. But in this article, Omid is basically saying that all of the noise that Prince Harry rewrote or added some things after old Betty kicked the bucket, he's saying that that's not true at all. That is not true at all. That there are no rewrites. Alman is saying that this book has been done. This book was done 5 months ago. Okay. He's saying that this book was done 5 months ago. This book has been finished. It was finished before Betty kicked the bucket. It was finished when it appeared that Betty was in good health and that she was doing okay. Okay, so Omid is saying that's nothing but lies. Lies they tell. That there's no rewrites, there's no nothing. That's not true at all. And what Omid is also saying is that the book is not really about um, King Corrupt, Trashzilla, or them airheads. Okay, that's what he's saying. So I can't wait for this book. I cannot wait for Harry's memoirs. Oh my gosh. Because in this article, Omid does say that Harry talks a lot about his experience in Afghanistan, and that's what I'm looking forward to. That is so much what I'm looking forward to because you guys all know, I did a tour in Afghanistan and I would love to hear what Prince Harry's experiences were there. I would love to hear it. And see, that's what the haters don't understand. Okay. This is a big world. This is a huge world. There's a big old world outside of the UK. And a lot of people outside of the UK, even in the UK, have a lot of love for Prince Harry because he's relatable. Okay. So there are a lot of people, millions of people who can't wait for this memoirs to come out. It's already a bestseller. It's already a bestseller. So I was happy that Omid wrote this article. Um, I always felt that those stories about Prince Harry rewriting some parts of the book or adding on to the book, I always felt that that was lies, lies on top of lies. Because Penguin House, the publishers, they never confirmed that. They never confirmed it. Okay. Never confirmed it. And think about it. There have been so many famous people that have written memoirs. And there's never been all of these different stories that have come out pre-release of the book. So a lot of those stories are just drummed up, by those royal psycho quote unquote fan fiction groupies. That's where a lot of those stories come from. Has anybody ever heard or read a story about, well, there's an insider from Penguin House that says? We've never heard of an insider from Penguin House. Never heard of it. Ever, ever, ever in life, ever. Okay? So that's all I got to say about that. All right. Next slide. Okay. We're coming to the end to this podcast. Hey. So as you see in front of you, Harry and Meghan are married. They've been married for 3 years. They have two beautiful children, two beautiful children. And the man sitting next to Meghan is Meghan's husband. That's her husband. And that's going to be her husband for eternity. It is what it is. It is with that. I mean, just face it. He was never going to marry you, boo. You never in life ever had a chance. This man is in love with Meghan. And see, that's what they hate, right? That's what they hate. They hate the way he looks at her, you know, because he's in love with her. He loves her, and she loves him. Look what all she's had to deal with since she's married this man. Shh. Sometimes Prince Harry get on my freaking nerves, causing all this drama in Meghan's life. No, I'm just playing. Squatties, don't come for me. I'm just playing. But my point is that they've both sacrificed a lot to be together. They both have been through some things to be together because that's how much they love each other. And that's how much in love that they are with each other. And that's how come certain Karens can't take it. They can't handle it. They get hysterical about it. Just be happy. Be happy for them. Be happy. Just be happy. It's time to get happy, right? Don't you guys think? It's time to get happy. Be happy. Spread some love, spread some joy out into the atmosphere because that's what will come back right at you. Okay? And there you go. I love this picture. You guys are going to see this picture again and again and again and again because I just love it. This is one of my favorite pictures of Harry and Meghan. One of my favorite pictures. I mean, it's a snapshot of them in real time. I'm not too sure what they're looking at, but the way he's leaned in on her and she's got her hand on his knee and she's leaning into them. I mean, their body language just tells a story, right? Doesn't Prince Harry and Meghan's body language when they're around each other tell a love story? Like you can literally write a song based on their body language. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, squatties. It's time to go ahead and end this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves tonight. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm reading some of the comments. Marshar says Harry looks at Meghan with all of his soul, doesn't he? He looks at her with all of his soul. All of it. We've got some great things coming out with Harry and Meghan. Of course, the memoirs, Spare, that'll be out in January. January will be here before you know it. It will be here before you know it. We've got the docuseries coming out. Let's see what else is going on. We got more episodes of Archetypes. Let's see what else. The Ripple of Hope Award in December in New York. There will be not Archetypes, I'm sorry. Archwell will be presented an award from the Kennedy family. That's awesome. Megan, she's going to be at what's it called? The, is it the Power of Women Summit in Indianapolis? What is that called? It's called hold on. I want to make sure I get that right. I know some squatties have bought tickets for that, so that's going to be awesome. I'm glad that squatties get to go. The Power of Women, which is presented by the Women's Fund of Central Indiana, and it's an evening with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. So, got that to look forward to. I don't know if that's going to be televised. Probably not. They'll probably, release some pictures to the news and let us know what Megan discussed. And I'm pretty sure that we will get some live feed from squatties that will actually be there. So that will be awesome. So we got that to look forward to. So great things. We got some great things coming up. Let's see. Anything else we got coming up? That's a lot anyway, right? That's a lot. Like, don't worry about the noise. Keep the noise out. I mean, I know I'm being hypocritical saying that because I just did a whole segment on a hater, right? But Harry and Meghan, they're doing a lot of positive things. They're doing a lot of big things that's going to get global attention. And at the end of the day, they are wanted. They are wanted. Different organizations are recognizing them and giving them a platform. So, the hate smear campaign is just not working. It's not working. One day, hopefully, they will realize that this world is too big. This is a huge world, and slowly but surely, someday, they will understand and realize that the royal family isn't as loved as they think that the royal family is. Because that's what the issue is. That's what they don't understand. They don't understand how come Meghan's not finished. Because they feel that the royal family is so loved that because they feel like she disrespected the royal family that she should be done. Well, your royal family is not and I'm talking about the British royal family now. They're not as globally loved as you royal monarchists think that they are. Okay? And at the end of the day, people are grown. People want to find out things on their own. Just because you don't like her doesn't mean I have to not like her. And I've noticed that a lot on Twitter. Somebody will post something positive about archetypes, and then here comes the derangers. And that person will just close their comments and they'll just share their post. But anyway, like I said, it's time to go ahead and end this podcast because I'm gonna start rambling here, and it's getting late. Those of you who are in the UK, thank you for staying up late with us tonight. My Canadian brothers and sisters, I love you. I love you all. North America, holla. All right, time to end the podcast, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Megan, Duchess of Advocacy World Podcast. If you are not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram. Like I said, our Instagram page is blowing up. We are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if we are not your cup of tea, please go ahead and listen to other pro Meghan and Harry podcasts as well, or you can listen to us all. All right. So, everybody, have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your night. Let's see. Please don't forget to hydrate, feed the chickens. Service is universal. Stay safe. See what else? My husband, my wife. All right, guys. That's true. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. I pray for this country, and I'm talking about America. Because I'm telling you, Canada looks better and better and better every day for me. All right, guys. You guys ready? Are you guys ready to do our rebel yell? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Continue to wear the SS on your chest because you know that we are the best. Good night, squatties. I'll see you guys soon.